Good afternoon, everyone. It's Tanya of CuteNCuddlyNursery. I'm finally getting back to Tobiah here. Oh, she's looking so pretty. I added a red layer with my last... of course, I'm getting messages now. I'm doing video. With my last video, I added red to her. And also to her belly plate. I don't think I've shown her belly plate really. Her belly plate looks a lot more red than she is, but she has less... I don't know why it's showing up so red. On her face, of course. I didn't want her to be super red in the face or anything. So today I am going to add a layer of just a bit of yellow to her skin tone, and this is the color I'll be using, and this is the Naples yellow hue, and here's the color on the bottom. And I do have yellow ochre, and just to show the difference between the yellow ochre, so I'm using this lighter. I just want like a little bit of a yellow just to add a bit of a glow to her. And then I also have eyes over here. So I've got two different browns. One's slightly darker than the other, I think. Oh, they look pretty close. Different pattern on them. At any rate, this one's got more, kind of looks more like an ambery color. And then it's got a kind of a really cool pattern compared to the other, but they're both 22 millimeters. These are the same eyes that I sell in my shop as well. Oh, what's going on? My phone won't turn off. There we go. Okay, so anyhow, let's get to work here. I have been, well, I was working on Andy. And this is Andy now. So Andy has been stripped. And I don't think I'm going to do any more of the ethnic skin tone. It's really hard to do with air dry paints. So I just put some of that yellow in here so you can see it. Don't mind the other colors. I was working on Yoda's prior. I'll grab a Yoda. I'll show you my Yoda. This is one of the bigger ones. So I've been doing like skin texture. Cleaned up the eyes a bit because I'm pretty much done. Yeah, so I kind of gave it kind of a froggy look. I don't know. Like when I see Baby Yoda, I see like a frog. He looks like a frog. So I added a bit of pink and whatnot, and so this is just one of them. I've got two of these bigger ones, and I don't know, I noticed one of them was more yellow and then the other one was more of a blue tint to it. And here's my Baby Yoda, and I added hair last night, and this one is all ready to put together. So this one will be available very soon, along with the bigger ones when I make their bodies. So anyhow, back to this. So I need some retarder, and I only put a little bit to slow down the drying process. So like a small pea size amount. Can you see that on there? Not very big amount. Otherwise, it could possibly never dry. So like it'll stay tacky and whatnot, and we don't want that. And so then I have high flow medium that I'm going to use to thin it out a bit. I'm not going to use a whole lot. I found that this could also be why the paint is staying tacky for me and not getting fully dry. So I've been adding that as well. I do need to get some more distilled water. Oh, sorry, this is Liquitex matte medium, also says fluid medium down here. I use this to thin out the paints further. I'm not sure how many drops to say, like 20 or more. And so I used that to further thin out, and then this has made it so that the paints are actually drying like they should be. Like they're not staying tacky at all. I'm just grabbing some of my rinse water to put in here. Just maybe like 10 drops as well, not very much. Okay, and I did make a new sponge. So I just grabbed, I find that the sponges too, like you do need to get them ready, and I just dip them in my rinse water and get them to where they can take the paint, so it's expanded. There we go. And so then I just kind of like paint on the paint to the sponge, and then yeah, so I'm gonna use the belly plate first since Andy is out of commission. So I like to start on the top and work my way over. I just want to make sure that my sponge is moist, not dripping with water. That's not good. Then I'd have it all over my pans. I've seen that I have actually less lint sticking as well with this combination. Whereas with just high flow, I was getting all kinds of lint sticking, and that was really discouraging for me. Because when there's lint, I can't sell a baby at full price covered in lint. I know that, you can't get away from all of it, especially with air dry paint. And then I'm just gonna, oh yeah, my blending sponge is quite stained. That's okay. So I'm just kind of moving ever so slightly the pattern. I even do the same when I blot or blend the color as well. There we go. And I don't know, it's just habit. Okay, and now I'm gonna blend quickly. I always tell everyone work in small sections at a time because this paint dries fast. So I don't really see much of a difference in the tone. I was trying to tell if I want to go over it again or not. A little bit more, maybe. I grab a limb. Yeah, you can't really see much of a difference. So I'm gonna go over that again. I grab a little bit more water. Let that kind of seep in a little. All right. This may also lighten her a little now that I think about it. So you might want to use, I painted myself, maybe a darker color actually. So I think this might be lightening her too much. I don't know. Let's see. I'm just trying to decide if I want to continue with this or not. The sponge picks up a lot of your excess paint. Okay, so let's change actually. Alright,